Hey now, I'm Dave, and I got this new camera. I mentioned this recently on the Dave's Picks Volume 40 video. It's got a remote control, can you see that? So it's this little thing that I can, so I think I'm recording, I don't know. Yep. The tide's coming in, which means there's no wind, but there's some bigger waves than usual, so I know that waves can kind of get in the way of the sound. Hopefully you can hear it. This new camera has a really good microphone from what I can see. I want to thank the good folks at Rhino for providing me with a camera. My other one died. So if the video quality looks a little different from what it used to look like, it's because it's a new camera with things. Anyhow, as you probably know, maybe you don't, I don't know, maybe there's a title on the what this video is about, but I'm here to talk about Dave's Picks 2022 subscriptions. Oh my gosh, we're going into our 11th year of this series, which, I mean, I can't believe it. It's a credit to you for supporting the series. And to Rhino for having faith that it would keep going, but I think everybody had faith. The fans, you guys did, I did, as a fan and a guy who helps work on them, and the Rhinos, and everybody seems to, I think it resonated, is a good word for it. Now, you might remember, 11 years ago when the series started, the first year was 2012, we started with 12,000. And frankly, that was a bit of a leap of faith because the previous series to that, not the Dick's Picks, they did well, but the road trip series didn't do that well. So 12,000 was a pretty high number. And I know there was a little bit of trepidation behind 12,000, thinking that's a pretty high number, considering how the road trips had sold. Oh, the tide's really coming in. I hope I don't get wet here. Yeah, we'll see. I just noticed some waves coming up. So we started at 12,000 and almost immediately we sold out. We did subscriptions and then we sold it. So the next year went to 13,000 and then 14,000 and then we didn't go to 15. We went to 16.5 to mark the 1965, the 50th anniversary of the Grateful Dead in 2015. Stuck there for a couple of years, then 18,000 and then I believe 20 for a little while, a couple of years, then maybe 22. And now we're at 25, and the point is, the sales have now doubled of these, from 12,000 up to the 25 we're now at, and that's amazing. You know, this is something 15 years ago we heard CDs and physical media were on their way out with streaming and downloading, and in some cases maybe that's true, but in this case, it's not. And that's a credit to you. Thank you very much for continuing to support the series. You know, we do a lot of hard work to make sure that they sound as good as they can, thanks to Jeffrey Norman. The shows are obviously curated. We spend a lot of time listening to find what we feel are the best shows and the shows that would best exemplify the Dead's legacy and enhance the legacy, so that you'll have a collection on your shelf someday that will be a little bit of everything or a lot of everything. Sounding as good as it can from all eras, and that's kind of what we've been doing. So again, I want to thank you personally. I'm not going to be so bold as to say on behalf of Rhino, but I am, and the band. But thank you for continuing to support this. We're heading into 2022, our 11th year. Number 41 through 44 of the Dave's Pick series will come out in the coming year. And we've got an exciting year coming up. If you look at what we did in 2021, the 1978 William and Mary, Nassau 73, Philadelphia Spectrum 83, and do you know this yet? I think it's been announced. The two Deer Creek shows from 1990. Incredible shows with the opening with the Helps of Franklin's running right through the second night. Whoop, lost my footing. With the second night is, I think, a magnificent show. The first night has the Dream Cellist, Helps of Franklin's. The other one, Morning Dew, that great China Rider, the big jam out of Terrapin. That second show, though, I mean, talking about perfection from the late Brent era, just incredible stuff. So the Dave's Pick series, it's available now. There's a lot of reasons to subscribe. One, if you subscribe soon, I believe there's an early bird pricing for the next little bit. I don't know what that is, but it's probably cheaper or free shipping or something like that. So you save a lot of money by subscribing early. That's really cool. Saving money is good. You don't have the kind of stress of 4 times a year. They come out February 1st, May 1st, August 1st, and November 1st. You don't have that stress of worrying about getting them because there's not we subscribe. We do 25,000. A lot are sold through subscriptions, and then the rest are sold through a la carte, we call it. And there's not that many available. Oh, there's an eagle flying over there. It's interesting because there's not a lot of eagles around now because the salmon are all up the rivers right now, spawning and dying. So the salmon are, the eagles are mostly up the rivers. I'm clearly not anywhere near a river right now, but he flew that way. There you have it. Always nice to see. And so you get the price break. You don't have this stress of worrying about it. Another cool thing is you get a bonus disc with the second one of the year, which in this case will be number 42, which we're working on right now. It's very exciting. You'll get a bonus disc, so you'll get a complete show from some time, and we'll announce that in a little bit. And you also get a bonus disc that's only for subscribers. So those bonus discs, a lot of people say, my gosh, this is as good as the main show, and that's kind of the point. It's not just filler, it's not just a giveaway thing. This is something we put a lot of work into to make sure they sound as good as they possibly can, and they're great shows. So we do a lot of work into them. So Dave's Picks 2022 will have 4 releases, a total of 12 CDs plus the bonus, plus, if you've been paying attention in the last couple of years, and this is certainly not something we're designing to be a yearly thing, but we have the flexibility to do this. So the final one last year of 2020, we ended up stretching it out to be a 4 CD set. We did it again with 2021 with the Deer Creek, and that's a huge thank you to Mark Pincus. Let's all raise a glass or a toast or a cheer or a thank you to Mark for saying, yeah, do it. That's a cool thing. It's a company, it's not a benevolent organization. They got to keep the lights on, but at the same time they understand, Mark in particular, and Doran and Yvette, my producing partners at Rhino. They understand that sometimes you got to do something cool, and because the music warrants it. And in this case, the Hartford shows in 2020, the 2 shows from '87, they warranted a 4 CD set, and the Deer Creek shows the same thing, where we just couldn't really decide between the 2. Well, we could. We actually would have probably gone if it was only 1 show. With the second show, it's really that good. And then the first night we would have saved for another time, but instead, you get that as Dave's Picks Volume 40. Now, I do want to say that can I give you the spoiler alert? Sure. Dave's Picks Volume 41, the first one of 2022, sorry. It is a show that's very important to me because this was when we were doing the Dave's Picks series at the beginning, we really wanted to start with something special, and we had it down to 4 shows. The Richmond show that became Dave's Picks Volume 1, the Hartford show that became Volume 2, that was almost number 1, another show which has not yet been released, which might be, so I won't tell you what that is, and the 4th show that came very close to being Dave's Picks Volume 1, Baltimore Civic Center, May 26th, 1977, the penultimate show of the spring tour of 1977, the very next show after Richmond that became Dave's Picks Volume 1. This Baltimore show was given heavy consideration to be Volume 1. So here we are, 40 picks later, with number 41, we finally get the Baltimore show out. And it is a very special Grateful Dead show. It is some very raw power Grateful Dead. As the tour built, the precision remained. The precision, when I talk about that, I'm think of the kind of center of that tour: New Haven, Boston, Cornell, and Buffalo. That's precision Dead, and powerful too. But what I find with this tour is, as the precision remained, and they were a precise band, had just come out of the studio recording some very complicated music for Terrapin Station, the precision remained, but the power grew. So as the shows went on, they became, I think, stronger, more powerful, and the Baltimore show is a show that to me really exemplifies what I'm talking about. It is a very, very good show with one of those 15-minute Spring 77 Sugarees, a 16-minute Spring 77 Not Fade Away. So much good music in here. A couple of beauties from Working Man's Dead and High Time, and Uncle John's band is the encore. I'm not going to go too much into the details of it because we will do a video for this show when we do release it in, I guess in January it'll go on sale. So I'll keep that brief. But I will say this, here's a little spoiler alert. If you bought Dave's Picks Volume 40 or you subscribed last year, this year technically. Oh, by the way, I'm recording this October 11th, 2021, and it's cold. I keep doing this. I mean, it doesn't look cold. I'm wearing shorts, but you know, on my run this morning, I think it was about 2 degrees Celsius, so about 38 maybe. It was cool. There was a lot of frost and little icy patches in the road. It was kind of interesting. Gorgeous day today though. It's about 8:30 in the morning on October 11th. If you got Dave's Picks Volume 40, you know, it was the 2 shows from Deer Creek. The first night complete, the second night complete, with the exception of the encore. And that's because CDs are obviously limited to 80 minutes. There was no room for it. No room at the end of CD 3, 2, 1, 4. There was no room anywhere to put the US Blues encore. And because we like the Dave's Picks series to be complete shows, what we've done is we've taken the US Blues, because it wouldn't fit, no, this is not a gimmick or anything, and it is going to be on Dave's Picks Volume 41. So if you want to complete those Deer Creek shows you got with Dave's Picks Volume 40, it'll come with Dave's Picks Volume 41. So it's just, again, these are the little things we do to remind you how much we care. I'm a deadhead. I care. I want this complete show. So it's exciting to be able to do that. So I do, once again, want to say head over to dead.net unless you're watching this there. I don't know where you watch this thing. YouTube? Deadnet? I don't know. But check it out because the Dave's Picks subscriptions are on sale now. I think they're on sale for a couple of months unless they hit a certain kind of target number or something. I think then they shut it off. We'll give you a warning if it gets shut off so you know. But the subscriptions tend to be very strong. And again, there are a lot of benefits. There's the big price break. There is the certainty that you'll get them. You don't have to pay attention. You'll subscribe once now, and then 4 times in 2022, these things are just going to show up in your mailbox, which is to me very exciting. I subscribe, and I love getting that package that, I mean, I do get the ship notification as we all do, so you kind of know what's coming, but that, you know, it shows up and it's really exciting. You get, they're all numbered, of course. And then you also get the bonus disc if you subscribe. And the bonus disc, we've put out some, I mean, pretty good ones. The last couple, Miami 74, terrific stuff. And then the Nassau 73, a wonderful bonus disc where people said, oh my gosh, this is, you know, just as good as the main show from September 8th of 73 from Nassau. And that's kind of the point, is that it should be. It's not, again, I mentioned this, it's not just a throwaway a filler thing. It's like something that we want it to be substantial. We want it to be part of the Grateful Dead's recorded legacy, the canon, if you want to call it that. So yeah, do subscribe. It's pretty awesome. I subscribe. Again, you're guaranteed to get them. Price break, bonus disc. No stress of when they go on sale. You will get them. So again, I do want to say thank you. When we started this series, I've mentioned this before. I mapped it out. I mapped it out as the first 5 years of if we were doing 4 a year. So we mapped it out. With 20, we didn't follow that. I didn't pick specific shows, but I kind of looked at eras, and I even thought 20. I was like, can you imagine if this series goes 5 years? And here we are, going into our 11th year, number 41 coming up, 42 with the Baltimore 77 show, and you're in for a treat with this one. Recorded by Betty Cantor Jackson, mastered, of course, by Jeffrey Norman. Wonderful art, wonderful photos in this one by Peter Simon. Great archival documents from the UC Santa Cruz archive. Great stuff. So, yeah, so I just do want to say thank you very much for sticking along for the ride. As far as I can tell, there's no end in sight to the series. We're certainly hoping to keep going and going and going. As long as you're interested in what we're doing, we're interested in doing it because we have a lot of fun. Clearly, it's something that, you know, we work on the box sets and the vinyl releases and all those kind of things. But the one constant, in addition to all those things, which are always different, are the 4 set Dave's Picks every year, and they're always on my mind. 41 is kind of in the can. Actually, after I finish shooting this video on October 11th, I'll be heading back to my office to review the package elements. They're going to the pressing plant today or tomorrow. So that's kind of where we're at with number 41. 42 has just gone into production. Tapes are in Jeffrey Norman's hands. We'll announce that one in a little bit probably. Well, I know we will sometime. And then 43, we're putting a lot of work into. I've got the era kind of set. And then 44 is a complete mystery. Don't know what that's going to be. We've got a great box set probably coming next year. We've got a lot of other things. Remember this year, 2021, was the 50th anniversary of Skull and Roses. Next year, is it a 50th? 1972, 2022, I don't know. Is that a 50th anniversary of anything? If it is, we'll probably celebrate it some way, right? That's what we do. So thank you very much for listening and subscribing to the Dave's Picks series. We really do appreciate it. I really mean that. It's one of the most fun things I get to do with my work. And hopefully when you get your 4 Dave's Picks a year, you have as much fun listening to them as I have working on them and listening to them. So here's my remote control. I'm going to try and shut this video off with a remote control. Thanks again to everybody who's watching, who's subscribing, everybody who helps put these things together. So here, I'm going to try and shut this off with my little remote control. Thanks again.